Hi, I'm Chelsea Stark here with Mashable, and I'm with Jeff Keighley, video game expert, been on the scene for years and years, knows it and has done it all. So Comic-Con is wrapped up here in New York, and Halo 4 was kind of a big feature of Comic-Con. What happened? What did people get to see?
Yeah, I mean, Comic-Con's a great opportunity for fans to play games before they come out, and there are a ton of great games coming out this holiday season. So yeah, you mentioned obviously Halo's a big one. Assassin's Creed was there. There's a new Aliens game from Gearbox that was there. Fighting game called Injustice. Like lots of great games that gamers get to experience. And the cool thing is this is like at the end of the year, so the games that were previewed at Penny Arcade Expo or Comic-Con in San Diego are now more finished. So fans get to see more of it. And yeah, in the case of Halo 4, they showed off the multiplayer mode called War Games that they're talking up in a big way, which I think is going to be a big part of the experience.
That's exciting. Can you tell me anything about War Games? What was?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, like Halo is split into three parts. There's the campaign, there's the War Games multiplayer, and then there's this thing called Spartan Ops, which is a lot of words I'm going to give you here, but it's a cooperative online episodic kind of, I guess, narrative or something. And the basic idea is like a TV show has episodes that come out every week. The guys at Xbox and 343 are now creating weekly installments of story content that you get to play. And that's what I've been saying I think is the most interesting feature of the game, is that they're now trying to tell stories on a weekly basis and not make you wait a whole year to get the next chapter.
That is really fascinating. And Halo, this episode, this whole chapter of Halo, the Reclaimer saga, it's really more focused on story, right?
Yeah, I think that's a big focus for them to tell the story, and also return to Master Chief, which we have not seen since 2007. Halo 3, I think, was the last really big Halo game that had Master Chief as a focus. They had a partnership with Mountain Dew back then. They had a bunch of other partnerships. They really kind of blew it out in a big way. And now this is the return to Master Chief, a new trilogy, and it's an emotional story. And I think Halo 4, without kind of spoiling anything, based on what I know, I think it's very much a story about Master Chief and Cortana and sort of their relationship. So I think it's I'm a big story guy. Like I love stories and games. So it's like that's why I love like Rockstar games, why I love Assassins, why I love Halo. It's like these worlds. And yeah, Halo 4 is going to have even better storytelling. I
mean, and 343 really has a big weight to carry because this is their first Halo game. They're a brand new studio under Microsoft. So I mean, this is going to be a lot for them to prove themselves.
Oh yeah, no, I mean when it was first announced that Bungie wasn't making this game, I think there was a lot of skepticism, and then they said we're going to create an entirely new studio. This is not like them going to Gearbox or someone to make the game. They said, hey, we're going to take all these interesting people from around the industry and bring them together to create an entirely new team. And like building any team, it's tough to make sure everyone's personalities are going to mesh and they're going to gel and make a great product. So I think there was a lot of skepticism. I was very skeptical. And I think at E3 they showed the first footage of it, and people were like, wow, that looks good. And it looks better and better every time I play it. So yeah, they definitely had a high bar to hit, but so far it looks like it's going to be a great game.
I mean, it's only like less than 4 weeks away, right? So
yes, it's done. No, they said on Twitter, I think a few weeks ago, that it went gold and it finished up. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big games, a lot of competition this holiday season, but yeah, I think it's definitely going to be one of the bigger games this year.
Yeah, you think that's the one to buy this holiday?
I mean, there's so many great games. I don't, it's like the one to buy. It's like if you own an Xbox, if you're a Halo fan, sure it is. But I think, like Black Ops 2 is going to be huge, right? I mean, that's, across all platforms, and there are tons of fans of that. Assassin's Creed 3, I think, is going to be really big. There's the Wii U coming out. I mean, there are a lot of choices. So it really comes down to like the style of game you like and the franchise that you love. I mean, with Halo, you're getting a Halo game, right? So if you're a fan of Halo, this is the game for you. But if you're a fan of a different franchise, those games are going to deliver too. I think this fall is going to be filled with a lot of like really high quality games across the industry.
And the Xbox 360 is really like starting to become an old console. We're 7 years into the console cycle, and the last real story-driven Halo game was 2007, as you said. So isn't it interesting to see this game kind of be like such a beautiful game playing on an older console when it might be more beautiful on a PC?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're starting to see, is this kind of, this delta between the quality of PC games and console games. It always sort of happens at the end of the generation, but to your point, like I think the best example of that is what happened with Battlefield 3 last year, where on the PC it was running at 60 frames per second, and on the console it was only running at 30 frames per second. So it was basically, I wouldn't say half the experience, but it was half the speed on the consoles. And Halo 4 looks great. I mean, it's like the lighting and everything, I think, has really impressed people with what they're doing with the technology on the system. And as you said, like, we are definitely hitting the end of the console cycle. So, these games look better and better. And in some ways, developers can get everything out of the machine because they know it and they've worked on it for so many years. But yeah, it's definitely the end of the cycle. And, with Wii U coming out this year and, new systems from Sony and Microsoft, I think, coming in, the next couple of years, or at least that's what the rumors suggest. I think it's going to be interesting to see sort of where games go after this year.
Yeah. So because it's a big launch, there's also the tie-in with Mountain Dew. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, Mountain Dew had a partnership with Halo back for the launch of Halo 3 with the first Game Fuel. That was a special cherry citrus flavor. And this year they're bringing it back and with a program that's returning called Double XP. And what I love about the business side of this and sort of why I love what Mountain Dew does is that they want to help build the gaming business. And movies always have these big brand partnerships across all categories. And games, sometimes do, but they don't always. And I think Mountain Dew said, hey, we see games just as valuable as movies, and we want to blow these things out. So they've come up with this Double XP program with Doritos involved as well. And the basic idea is that they want to give value to gamers who purchase or buy Mountain Dew or Doritos. And that value comes in the form of experience points, experience in Halo 4. So if you buy any of the products this holiday season, you go to a website, dewxp.com, you enter that code, that kind of links to your gamer tag, and you get experience in the game. So it's a cool way to sort of rank up your game tied to a brand partnership. If we all want the gaming business to kind of grow and expand and get more mainstream, it's a great way for visibility for games to have them doing this with Halo 4 instead of doing some movie. So it's like I'm partial to games, so it's great to see this kind of stuff happen.
Yeah. Well, great. This has really been exciting and interesting to hear all your great insights. Thanks again,
I'm
Jeff.
excited about your new kind of gaming section on Mashable, so I look forward to seeing more coverage from you.
Yeah, we're going to bring tons of more coverage from of all the Halo information for the holidays. Jeff, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chelsea.
Chelsea Stark with Mashable.